Hello there, this is Divine TV and my name is Kemi Iwalesin, your host on She World. She World is that program where we discuss everything about the female gender, the good, the bad, the ugly and the very beautiful. Today I have another phenomenal human being. I call her the Lioness on Heels. Introduce yourself to our.
My name is Adebukola Bashirat Adeyinka, aka Bibi the Lioness in Heels.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma.
Today I'm going to discuss something on empowerment. Why do women need to be empowered? As a woman, as a lady, as a girl, why do you need to be empowered? Listen and enjoy this. Bibi,
Yes, ma.
what does empowerment mean to you?
So I thought you were not going to ask me that. So we have empowerment we have different types of empowerment. That's where we should start from. We have financial empowerment. We have gender empowerment. We have community empowerment. We have sexual empowerment. We have so many empowerment.
Yes.
So, but today, I guess I'm going to be focusing on personal empowerment, skills empowerment related together. I'm going to be interweaving it together. So
Okay.
that's what I'm going to be focusing on. When we talk about empowerment, what does it mean? Let's look at the word, the verb, power. Is it a verb or a noun? Is it a verb or a noun?
Anything you call it.
So it stems from the word power.
Mm-hmm.
The word is empower. What does it mean to empower someone? It's to give authority, to give power to someone,
Mm-hmm.
to capacitate someone. That's what I think empowerment means. And when you have empowerment, you have choices. You have choices. You have choices to deal with. You have a clear vision. Your goal, your laser focus.
Laser focus,
Yes.
yeah.
So that's what I see as empowerment. There's so many ways to look at empowerment, but let's start with that.
What makes a woman empowered?
Deep question. Okay, so that's a broad question. I'm going to try to narrow it down. I think I will use my own experience.
Okay.
So you can have educational empowerment. I forgot that.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about empowerment, like I said, it's about power. It's about you empower someone. You give power to someone. You hand over ability for that person to be able to handle some things. So it means you're helping that person to do more, to be more, and to be the best at what they can do. So it can come in different ways. You can actually give money to someone. You're financially empowering that person. But in my own case, I want us to look at empowerment from skills.
Okay.
From skills. It could be so many other things, really, but a woman should be empowered with more than one thing, and that's when I talked about choices. The woman has more choices to deal with, has more. It's all about personal power. It's about that conviction in you that you can do it. It's about the conviction in you that you are not at this low level,
Yeah.
and you can actually achieve a vision, that position, that skills. You can do more than what you think you are able to do right now.
Yes. When you are empowered, like you said, a woman needs to be empowered so that you have choices. We've seen cases of people staying in abusive relationships because they are not empowered. All the time, they stay there, not because they don't know what to do than to leave. But the point is, if I leave, what else would I do? If I leave, where would I go and live? You understand? All those things are going on in their minds. And there's a case of a woman that her husband was sexually abusing their first child from age 10 till the child was 13.
Oh, wow.
Then the second child became 10. Then he started with the second one. That was when she cried out. And when she was asked, how would you know your husband is sexually abusing your children and you are still staying there? And she said, where would I take them to? I don't have any money. One thing I tell women in my campaigns is, even if you are going to leave a duplex, to go and live in one room, make sure you are empowered, you have your own money. It may not be as much as the luxury you were living there, but have something you can fall back on. Empowerment is key to women. So whether you are young or old, remember that you need to be empowered to be able to make quality choices about your life. Why is it important to encourage women's empowerment?
Thank you, Aunt Kemi. So it's already reflecting in your advice just now. And it's nothing more than being able to, I keep saying it, it's about choices. There's that power to be able to make that decision, to move forward, to step back, to keep aside, to stay aside. And it helps you to build your self-confidence. You have the self-esteem. I mean, let's just use the word esteem.
That is it.
Esteem. It builds your esteem in a way that you know not. So I'll give you a personal story. I've always been someone that has believed in self-empowerment, personal empowerment, financial empowerment for a very long time. As long as I've been a child, a girl, I've always felt I needed to have my own money. So while I was in primary school, I trade, petty trading. I buy sweets, I take to school, I sell. I buy plantain chips. Plantain chips, I remember then I lived in Alimosho neighborhood. I will walk from Egbeda down to almost at Ikotun before, and I will walk back, and there's still school the next day. And I did this. So I believed in financial empowerment. And I did this for a very long time, up till the point that I got married. That was a time that even as a student, I just finished from university then. It's over 20 years now, more than. And my mom needed some certain funds up to the sum of 300K. Look back. 300K is still something that you will probably not easily find with someone. And I was able to borrow her. And she prayed and prayed. She knows that I've always been this entrepreneur, and I've always had the head of wanting to be financially free. I got to another point in time, sometime in my life, I bought shares as just newly graduated student during the time of Oceanic Bank. So I look back at my journey. It's not today. It didn't start today. Now, when do you start having conflicts in yourself? When you lose that confidence, when you think the power is being taken. Don't forget I said empowerment is about power. It's about choices. When you are no longer able to have those choices again. So I got to that point. I was clocking 40 then. And then I started having conflicts in my heart. I started having unsettlement in my heart because I think I wasn't having that power any longer. The power to choose what I want to be, who I want to be, how I want to be. So, and I needed to empower myself. So I started with personal development, and then that gave me a bit of staying power within for me to be able to go to the next stage. And then I started the journey of what do I want to do? Why do I want to do it? And that is what empowerment does to you. It gives you that clarity. You have that vision clearly. You are able to, like I said, goal setting, laser focus on what you want to do. And I started another journey. So I was going to share that reality dawned on me when I want to buy pad at almost 40, and I have to ask and I write because we have a joint business, and I write in the account book. Initially, it started as personal stuff, and then when we are doing auditing, we do auditing between each other, and it's like, what is personal stuff? I want to know what is personal stuff, and I will have to say I bought pad for myself, and I was copying. Because initially I thought, okay, with business and all that, until my daughter started her menstruation. I broke. I have to buy pad, ask for money to buy pad for myself, and ask or write so pad. That was not having power. Power is one of my values, by the way. I need to be in control of my life. And that is what empowerment does. It gives you that boldness to face what is ahead of you. It gives you control. I keep saying it gives you power, because that is what empowerment is all about. That is what it's all
exactly
about.
what it is about. And one beautiful thing, or should I say ugly, is that abusers make sure they make sure they are not empowered. It's easy for them to abuse you when you come to ask for money for trivial things. Why are you using one whole pad for this your menstruation? Are you the only one menstruating? The tissue paper you bought has finished. What is it you are using it for? It's an insult on you as a woman.
And so you lose your self-confidence.
It's an insult on you as a human being. So abusers use this to debase you. It is intentional when they take power from you. It may come as a form of love. I don't want my wife to suffer.
Yeah.
So stay at home. My darlings, don't let that power slip from you. Do something for yourself that will make your future self to love you and respect you. Another question I'm going to ask is, how dangerous is it for a woman not to be empowered?
No vision. No vision is still a flip. We're going to flip all what I've said. You lack clarity. You have no vision. You lose control. It can go as far as suicidal thoughts. I got to that point.
Yeah, sure.
I got to that point.
Sure.
I got to that point that in life that it was a journey. It's not something that started in 2 years, 3 years. It was something that was a long time, an accumulation. You know, when something like is filled to the brim.
Yeah.
And
bust.
Yes. And there were so many things. It wasn't just, so when we talk about empowerment, it's not necessarily financial empowerment. So your mind may not be empowered. It may not have that capacity to be able to carry what is coming onto you. And so this was coming from me knowing who I am. So I knew, or I know who I was. I started to know who I was becoming. I knew, or I know what I was or what I am, and I'm like, this is not me. So there's that identity crisis. When you start looking at, is this me? Is it really me? Is this me that wanted to do a PhD 20 years ago? Is this me that has started a fashion business 27 years ago? What am I doing? So that reality dawns on you. And it is until you start accepting, you start fooling, I would say something like you stay grounded. That is when you are able to call yourself back. If not, you lose self in the crisis of non-empowerment. I guess that's what your question was all about.
Yes.
What it means not to be empowered.
Yes.
You lose self, you lose your esteem, you lose your confidence, you lose your being.
That is the word. you lose your being.
The lose of being.
Because being empowered gives you your self-esteem, your full self-esteem. And when your self-esteem is at the topmost, you are very useful to the society. Children would enjoy you. Older people would enjoy you. You are able to affect lives positively because you are empowered. Like you said, it's not only financial empowerment, because by the time you are not empowered, it takes a lot from you. You become like a non-entity. You see yourself running away from where your mates are. Like a lady will say on Facebook, say you will not see your mates and dodge. Lack of empowerment will make you see your mates and dodge. It is not about what you are wearing that day. It is about who you are.
Yeah.
If I have 10 million or 50 million naira in my account, and you see me in one faded jeans or faded Ankara, even if you are looking down on me, I don't see you, because I'm not feeling what I am wearing.
Exactly.
So being empowered is being a whole human being. We'll be going on a short break now. And when we come back, we are going to discuss how non-empowerment can affect the children in the family.
Enjoy inspirational, informative, and soul-lifting Christian programs such as Christian Parenting and Homefront, Light After Darkness, Fulfilling the Mandate, Kids and Bible, Movies Review, Shepherd's Spouse, Kingdom Stars, Teens Perspectives, My Next Gospel Event, and lots more on Divine Television. Download Divine TV mobile app on Google Play Store or watch on our YouTube channel. You can also visit www.tvdivine.net. Divine TV, enriching souls through the gospel of Christ.
You are welcome back. My guest is still here, Bibi, the lioness on heels. What is the effect of non-empowerment of women on children in marriages?
That's disastrous. Because everybody will suffer. The kids, apart from you not being empowered, the kid will massively suffer. What's the effect? The self-esteem, the lack of esteem, the lack of confidence will be kind of mirrored. That's how I want to look at it to the kids. So they come to you. They come to dad is going through some stuff. And they come to you. Mom, I need this. And you're like, ba 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 ba. Do you think money grows on trees? Who has heard that? You've heard that before, right?
Definitely.
So, and then you shatter their dreams, their hopes, and it may be something very important to them. You yourself, you'll be feeling so bad. You feel not enough, and it's bad enough what the dad is going through, and the kids begin to learn a pattern. So everything they say we learn it.
Definitely.
Everything is learned, and they grow. They begin to start inheriting this scarcity mentality. It can lead to theft. Yeah, because they want to have and they cannot have. Children don't understand the what is the word?
The lack in the family.
The lack in the family. They don't understand the techniques or whatever. That's not the word I want to use.
Okay.
Let's just stay with techniques. So they don't understand the politics. They don't understand the way things are going, the way things are working. They just want to have. Yes, they are not meant to have everything anyway. So, but what I'm just saying is that the essential things of life that they are meant to have, they are not able to provide. And I think it's a whole loss, total disaster for a woman not to be empowered. And so we would narrow it down to financial empowerment in this case, because like I said, there are different types of empowerment.
Yes.
So it's very, very essential for a woman to be financially empowered. And how does she get to be financially empowered? Like I said, there's this mental empowerment that you first of all need to have. So you need to have this work done with yourself. And if you are not able to help yourself, you need to reach out for help. Then we now talk about financial empower. How do you want to financially empower yourself? Do you want to get a job? Do you want to go get a skill? How do you want to get financially empowered? There are so many things that don't even need to, that has nothing to do with skills to start with.
Yes, like
so,
I do.
there's so many things that you can do. Like I said, when I was in school, I would walk all the way to go get plantain chips during vacation, and it wasn't because we were in lack. We moved from Shomolu to Egbeda, and then I'm talking about 38, 39 years ago. Egbeda was practically a farmland, no site. My dad's house, my neighbor's house, and that was all on that close. So we had land. My father being a child of farmers, his dad is a farmer, his mom, and my mom too worked in the quarries while she was trying to raise money for her education. So that was resources that they had to make use of, and they farmed. And I learned hard work from there. And then I was a girl that came from a family of 7. We were all 7 girls. My dad raised me as a first child like he was raising a boy. So my mind was equipped right from beginning to be tough. So I when the crops are out, I look at them and like, we cannot finish eating all these vegetables. What happens to them? My mom was selling egg at that time, and it's not norm to use car to distribute eggs the way it is now. So we had this auntie that raised us. So she would go and help her to hug the eggs in a tray on her head. And I'm like, I want to follow her. What do you want to sell? I said vegetables. Like, but we don't need you to. I said, no, there's too much for us to eat. So I follow her, and I was learning the trade then. Then it got to a point I now started enjoying it. I was now using my money to buy salt. I would tie salt because I was looking at what would people need. So imagine at that young age. So I would tie salt, I would put it on my head, and the nylon was so soft, and I suffered though. So because I would it was not something I was used to. My tray would shift and all my salt would pour. As a child, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that. I would pack it and and then my customers were eating salt. So that was by the way. So what I'm trying to say is that it starts from mental capacity. You building yourself to be enough. You building yourself to face any challenge. Challenge is part of life.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Challenge will come, challenge will go. Challenge will stay, live with it, live through it. Like I said, I put it on my status yesterday. You will live through it.
Definitely.
And it will live through you.
Definitely.
It's your staying power. That mental capacity to know that I'm enough. I'm larger than the boxer.
Yes. When a woman is empowered, the children are going to start on a great footing, a fantastic foundation. They will know how to have choices. They're not looking at it as in, when mommy was going through this, there was nothing she could do.
Yes.
A lot of the girls will end up as prostitutes because there were no choices. You had the opportunity of your father and your mother, they were working and they were farming. So it wasn't as if because they lacked that they were doing one thing, they had multiple sources of income.
Yeah.
How could you, as a woman, how could you, as a girl, a lady, not have something you are doing with your hands to bring you money? Why do you need to sell your body? Why do you need to desecrate yourself? Because of money. If you are fully empowered mentally, financially, you can face anything that comes your way. Like she said, there will be challenges. And like I'll always say, life has no manual. So anything can happen to you at any point in time. But how do you get out of it? What foundation are you giving your children? What are you telling your girls? What are you telling your boys? You need to give them the right foundation about life. Empowerment gives you choices. You can plan your life when you are empowered. If you are not empowered, somebody else will direct your life. And as they say, you are the main actor in your life's history and play. And you are the director too. You are the driver on the seat of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get down and let somebody be pushing it when you are sitting there, steering your life where it should not be. Empowerment is key.
Very important.
My last question to you, what are some challenges now that may hinder a woman's empowerment? It may not be abuse. I know about abuse. I'm living abuse now, but generally, what are those things that can encroach on a woman's empowerment?
Thank you. Fear. So fear grows and it expands.
Mm-hmm.
And so you start expanding it. You believe you cannot do it. You believe that
You are not enough.
you are not enough. You believe that there are so many people doing it. So you didn't start. You don't want to start. You believe that Yalagbaja near your door is doing it. And you look at yourself and like, me with degrees. And I'm having to do this.
So now that you are empowered, what are you doing for other women?
Oh, wow. Thank you for that question. So today I set up a fashion school where I empower women. So people believe that they cannot do anything with the fashion training until they've done 1 year, 2 years. And so because of my own vision, my own values about why a woman needs to be empowered, why a woman needs to have freedom of choice, freedom of finances and all that, I develop courses where they can do within 5-7 days, and they will learn just a bit of something in sewing, and they can run with it immediately. They can start making production instant.
Wow. Thank you very much, Bibi.
Thank you, ma.
Can you let us have your handle? Some people may want to contact you.
Okay, thank you, ma. I can be reached on Instagram, BB Creative Hub. So that is at BB Creative Hub. BB is BIBI Creative Hub.
And
Instagram, same BB Creative Hub and Fashion Academy on Facebook.
Thank you very much. I'm sure if we called you next time to join us for another exciting show, I'm sure you will.
Oh, yes, I had fun. I'm going to be here. I'll be glad to come back. Thank you.
Thank you very much for staying with us on this episode of She World on Divine TV. My name still remains Kemi Iwalesin. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Divine TV, and download our app. Remember, you are good. Remember to thrive. Remember, you are the most beautiful thing that has ever happened to this world. Conquer your world and enjoy it.